What is up, guys? It is Ghost Rider here with Ghost Rider Gaming, and today I'm going to be bringing y'all kind of like a follow-up with builds. I know last time I did a video like this, I gave you guys a build on how I build my Eudora Mage and how I build Roger, a fighter and a mage. So I showed you how I build those two. So today I figured I would show you two other characters that I tend to main, or two types of characters that I tend to main, which is going to be, I'm going to show you how to build what I like to call the common tank, but I'm going to show you how to do it on Tigreal. And I'm also going to show you how I build a support mage like Estes or somebody like that. So let me go ahead and hop over to prep, gear. Okay, so let's start with Tigreal since he's right here. Notice my class says he. That's just, whatever. Anyways, like I tell most of my friends anyways, and like I've told y'all before in other videos, a lot of my builds I custom in the game depending on, because like I've said, a lot of the times, if you're a good player, you should build based on what you're facing and who you're facing. You shouldn't just have a preset, because sometimes you may need different things for different characters. So honestly, I mean, like I've said, preset builds in my opinion are overrated. But for the sake of the video and so you guys can see everything and like a common build that I normally do with a tank, here it is right here. This is generally what I run, which it's going to be Blade Armor, Oracle, Immortality, Dominance Ice, Heart of Steel, and another Heart of Steel. Actually, I don't know why there's two in there. I think I may have just forgot to switch one out. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do that now, because I know that's not what I run. Normally I put in, where is it at? Yeah, Demon's Advent, there it is. Okay, that is normally what I run. So instead of two Heart of Steel, it's Demon's Advent. The significance of some of these pieces, Blade Armor is the first thing I build 99% of the time. The reason I do that is because most damage you receive as a tank is physical damage. The beauty about this piece of armor, 25% of the physical damage you take is dealt right back to that person. So essentially they're killing themselves as they're killing you, if that makes sense. So generally I build that first, as well as it does add some armor. Not a lot, but again, it adds some. The main thing is the passive. So, Blade Armor. Then going from there, this is where customization begins to take place, because if they have a mage dominance or a magical damage dominance, then I start to begin magic protection. What I mean by magical dominance, though, is shit like, if they've got, obviously they're going to have a mage, but if they have like a Karina or a fighter or somebody like that who does magical damage, that's not a mage, so to speak. So honestly, like the best example would be like if they had like a Karina and an Aurora, because I get a lot of those combos in the ranked games I play. Both disgusting characters, both do a crap ton of damage. So if I see something like that where I realize, out of the 5 people, they have 2 that do magical damage and they do a lot of damage, then I go ahead and my next piece would be Immortality. Significance about this piece, yes, it adds, the bull crap, HP and all that crap. It does put magic resistance on you, so it makes you, a little bit more immune to that crap that they can hit you with. The biggest thing about this is the revive aspect. When it's activated, and you'll know when it's activated because it'll have like a little glowing white circle that goes around you. That's how you know it's activated. When that is active, you need to be aware as a tank that when they kill you, you're not dead. You're going to respawn 2 or 3 seconds later. You're going to respawn 2 or 3 seconds later with a shield, with a temporary shield, and a little bit of life. Now, 9 times out of 10, if you're by yourself or, you're in a team fight and, you guys pretty much lost a team fight and the survivors of your group ran off and you revive and they know you have immortality, they're just going to swipe you back down. Very rarely do teams not pay attention to what you're building. Most of the times people watch what a tank is building so they know how they can kill them fastest. So if they see you got immortality, they're going to be waiting for a second. If they don't see that they got the kill, or if they see that you pop back up, they're going to swipe you back down. So, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. A lot of the times I like to do it. I like to have it because it'll respawn me. Like say I die first because I'm I take the first initial damage. I'll respawn and I'll take a true death this time by stalling off the enemy so my guys can get out of there. It's just another way for me to give my guys some time. So that's where I have it. Continuing on, Oracle does a lot of stuff. Regen, HP. It gives you armor, magic resistance, cooldown reduction. I think it gives you. Oh yeah, it's just more regen. So this is honestly just nice. It's another added piece of magic resistance. But I'm not even gonna lie, that is a good piece. But I just thought about the fact that I do normally use where's it at? Athena Shield. I feel like this is a better piece than Oracle because it gives you an actual shield that you can see, gives you a lot more HP, a lot more magic resistance, a lot more regen. It's a little bit more expensive, but it's a little bit better piece than Oracle. It's like an upgrade, so to speak, but Oracle is still a fine piece if you want to play it. After I've built Blade Armor, I'll build Immortality. Generally speaking, I won't go back to a magic resistance piece yet because now I have a little bit. I don't need to go full blown to the wall unless I see that they're just dominating the game. So after that, I would build Heart of Steel. All of that is honestly, it's gonna reduce the chances for them to hit me with a critical hit, but it's really just an armor regen, HP boost is really all it is. It's just to give you a nice little chunk of life on top of what you already have. After that, I would build Demon's Advent. Again, another HP regen, a huge chunk of armor, and a huge chunk of HP. But the passive on this is nice because it slows down the attack speed of your attacker by a few seconds or something like that, or for a few seconds by 6%. So, if you got that Roger that comes in, like my Roger build I showed y'all, where my attack speed is through the roof, you could take off a chunk of damage, so to speak, from keeping him from hitting you so many times to give your team more time to hit them. It's just, honestly, it doesn't seem like it makes a difference at 6%. But when you're in a fight as a tank and you're able to walk into a group of 5 and you can last for 10-12 seconds, you did your job as a tank. If you can last that long in the middle of a 5v1, so to speak, where they're hitting you and your team is sitting behind you or jumping in or whatever, if you're able to sit there for 10 to 20 seconds, you're Gucci. You're doing exactly what you need to do, especially when you can pop back in with Immortality after you've died, and hopefully your team's killed at least 2 or 3 of them. Now you've popped back in with your team. Now they're down 3 people, and now you can kind of see where that Immortality kind of helps you out. So yes, get away. So yes, that's that. After that, I would build Dominance of Ice or Athena's Shield, depending on how the fight's going. And honestly, at this point, once you've had 2 or 3 of your pieces, you're pretty much tanked. All you're doing from there is just enforcing the fact that you're not going to die. And if you do die, it's going to take a lot of damage to kill you. So by that point, you're pretty much set. So this is my tank build. You can use this on any kind of tank, but I'm gonna stress that there is no attack on here. So you have to understand you're not going for kills and all that crap. You can build fighter tanks. Don't get me wrong. And if you want me to do a fighter tank build, let me know in the comments, and I'll work something up for you. But I don't play tank like that, because that's not the purpose of the tank. The purpose of the tank is to sit there and die and rack up assists potentially if your team can capitalize on it. And so, like I said, this is pure tank. As you can see, it's all defense. This is honestly, you could rename it durability. It's durability to the max. So. This is my tank build for Tigreal. You can use it on any tank, honestly, depending on what you want to do. Like I said, it's totally up to you. So yeah, that's my Tigreal build. Now I'm gonna show you a support build, because a lot of people, I feel like, don't realize how to build a medic, so to speak. Now I don't have a build set because I haven't played SCs in a while, and also, repeating myself again, I custom every build. So again, it's not going to have everything in here. But I'm going to go ahead and swap out some stuff that I know I do put. No. That's not. Fleeting Time is one. I don't put any defense on a mage. Come on now. Come on now. Nope. Where is it at? Oh. I think that's everything. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. So this is the kind of build that I would run with a mage or a support mage like this. Blood Wings, you've seen before in my door. Pretty basic understanding. It's just a boost. Honestly, it's just gonna boost the power of my heal, which is, you know, very important. Clock of Destiny, using it for the HP. That's kind of nice. Honestly, it's the mana and the magic power. Passive really doesn't matter to me on this one because it's not so much a fighter. This guy right here, big piece, 50 power, cooldown reduction is big. Yeah, that's honestly why I have that. It's for the cooldown reduction. Same thing right here, cooldown reduction and regen. And the passive is the reuse time. It goes up by 20%. So you have this honestly for your cooldown or for reduction. This is reduction somewhat. Well, no, not reduction, so to speak. I mean regen. And then this is just magic power, and it increases by 15% after it hits a target. So like, say you ult and you hit 5 targets, the way I understand it and the way I've understood it is your magic power or your heal would increase by 15%, obviously healing them faster, stronger, whatever. So this build is just a lot of time reduction, and like I said, there's probably better stuff, but I don't use Estes a lot, but even when I do use him, I get my job done. I don't let my people die, because you have to understand, again, a lot of people try to go with kills with Estes and stuff like that. No, I spam heal. Every time my heal pops up, if there's any kind of life off my guys, I heal them, even if they don't necessarily need it, because you never know. That fraction of life that they have left could be the reason you healed them or not, and why they stayed alive or not. So I always heal, spam heal, blah, 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 all that fun jazz. But this is what I use. As for the order, doesn't really matter. Obviously, please do not buy Blood Wings first. There's no point. It's so expensive, and you're already doing a lot of heal anyway. You don't necessarily need it. It's just an added benefit. But I go Clock of Destiny, Enchanted Talisman, Fleeting Time, Crystal, Ice Queen, and Blood. That's how I build it. Up to you. You know, do what you need to. I promise you though, I know what I'm talking about. I killed it as an Estes. I normally kill it in most characters I play with. The only one that I have ups and downs with is Roger or fighters, but that's because honestly a lot of their game depends on if you can jungle and get a build. If you can get a build with a fighter, you're going to go off every time. But obviously not everybody's going to get their build because, you know, sometimes the game moves quicker than you can keep up with. But as far as like Edoras, tanking, support mages, I know what I'm talking about is because as far as I have my stats to back it up, and I can always show y'all gameplay, and I'm going to show you gameplay. But I see a lot of people that try to get kills with support mages, or they try to build damage with a support mage, but they're leaving out the key concept of your support. If you're not a killer, if you want to play killer, you pick that character. You don't pick a teammate that's meant to help others kill, and then you just try to take the kills. That's not how it works. But anyways, this is my build for my tank and my support mage. I'll have future videos coming out for builds. If you want them, tell me the character. I'll get a build for you. But like I've said before, a lot of these builds can carry over to numerous characters because they're the same kind of character. Anyways, thank you for watching. More content to come. Please sub, like, share. And yeah, thanks for gaming. Keep gaming, and peace out.